Hello again, as this week we bring you another of the quarter-final matches in this year's FA Cup. We're now down to the last 8 in the competition, and our game today features 2 of the First Division clubs who've battled through to this stage. We're at Highbury in North London, the home of Aston, and they'll be hoping to turn that home advantage to good account against their opponents from the Midlands, Aston Villa. Arsenal last won the Cup in 1979 when they beat Manchester United in a dramatic final at Wembley. And that win, you'll perhaps remember, came in the middle of a spell when they reached Wembley 3 years in succession. Now they're aiming for the final again, but knowing that Aston Villa are capable of matching them all the way. Currently the holders of the European Cup, Villa have talent and style, although in their case it's many years since they reached an FA Cup final. Today, though, it's all eyes on a semi-final place. It's all First Division. It's Arsenal against Aston Villa. So let's get going with the BBC's camera unit and our commentator, John Motson.
2 of the most famous cup teams in the land. Arsenal, whose supporters are packed on the North Bank, have been in a record 11 FA Cup finals at Wembley and are bidding today to reach the semi-finals of the competition for the 16th time. Aston Villa, whose fans celebrated the league championship on this ground 2 years ago, have won the cup 7 times, a record they share with Spurs, and have been in the semi-finals twice more even than Arsenal. But the team news shows both sides without their first-choice centre-half. For Arsenal, David O'Leary was keen to play, but Terry Neal decided after the ankle injury not to risk him, and at number 7 he's recalled Vladimir Petrovic in preference to Brian Talbot. Villa's Ken McNaught pulled a hamstring during Tuesday's match against Notts County, so Gary Williams returns to the side at centre-back, and Eamon Deasy keeps the number 2 shirt. At number 11, Tony Morley is back after a neck injury. He comes in for Mark Waters. Referee is Ken Wormsley from Blackpool. Quite a test for the 2 number 5s then. Gary Williams, who would normally play right back, but has played central defence before. And for Arsenal, Chris White, the England under-21 international. So Aston Villa, who've been beaten on their last 4 visits to Highbury, playing from right to left in the first half. And the first header for White, and then it was Nicholas for Arsenal. Sun shining on a beautiful afternoon, and the prize at stake, a place in the FA Cup semi-final. Arsenal's season now depends entirely on that. Aston Villa, though still technically in Europe and 4th in the First Division, would love to add the FA Cup to the trophies they've won in the last 2 years. That's meant for Peter With. It was White's clearance. Up goes Des Bremner, and he fouls. Sansom. Gibson. Here's Nicholas. Gary Shaw, who challenged. Arsenal will be hoping that the combination of Sansom and Ricks may create something on their left-hand side. It's where they've been stronger this season than on the right. Here's Woodcock. Mortimer was in the way for Villa. Came back to Ricks. Sansom well forward. Robson. White. Just glanced off Gordon Cowans there. Sansom. Paul Davis making a run down the left. Ricks. Robson, Evans. And Ricks collected that well. Davis, three waiting in the centre for Arsenal. Villa finding it quite hard to get the ball away, but they will now because that was a foul by Graham Ricks. Here's Sunderland. Nicholas. Woodcock. Sunderland. But Evans was in, and here's Shaw. DC, what was a poor pass. Nicholas. Now can Arsenal capitalise? Good ball in by Ricks for Woodcock. And was he impeded? No. Gary Williams is the defender. This is Petrovic, though. And he tries to go past two of them. Here's Hollins. Woodcock's in there again. Can't turn on it. And Woodcock's running is already giving Aston Villa a lot to think about. Alan Evans dealt with that one well. And without McNaught, Aston Villa having to cope with the thrust of Alan Sunderland and Tony Woodcock, and there was just an anxious moment there for Gary Williams when that ball was played through. Stuart Robson, only 18 years old. Villa will be looking for Peter With in these sort of positions, number 9 there. But the Arsenal player was not 10 yards away when the kick was taken. It was Woodcock. So the linesman denotes that, and the free kick must be taken again. Now With is closing in. Robson got the header. By Sanson, Ricks, back by Mortimer. It's a good ball by White. Woodcock nudged it on to Sunderland, who looked for Davis. Shaw. Now Gibson. There's a good understanding between Ricks and Sansom, even when the play is deep in their own half. And he worked a little triangle there with Davis. And in the end, the referee penalised Alan Sunderland. Foot up. Robson's header, here comes Shaw, and it might fall for With on the left foot, which he favours. Peter With's got a good recent record. In his last 6 games, he's scored 6 goals. And that one dropped for him after Shaw had initially given Arsenal some problems. That was on by Davis. Header out was by Williams, only as far as Petrovic. Now, was he impeded by Gibson? The referee played an advantage, which initially he was right to do. It isn't always the referee's fault if it doesn't accrue. And indeed, it looks to me as though Ken Walmsley, the referee, has decided whenever possible to let this game flow, and that's a good sign. He's applying the advantage when he can and avoiding unnecessary interruptions. Woodcock. Petrovic. And again, could go inside now to Woodcock. was hoping to find Ricks on the far side, was Woodcock. Good header by Alan Sunderland. Woodcock away, but he showed too much of that to Alan Evans, who gets the throw. That was a nice flick by Alan Sunderland. Morton was stretching a bit. Nicholas beat him. Davis. Good skill. Oh, good effort. This lad, Paul Davis, really has got some smart close control and can strike a beautiful ball. In the replay against Middlesbrough in the last round, he scored from 25 yards, and he was quite prepared to try his luck again there. Alan Evans, who in challenging Alan Sunderland has taken a couple of nasty cracks across the forehead. Never a man to pull out of any challenge. But on this occasion, he's dazed and he's being led off. Just happened, I think, when Sunderland flicked that last ball on, that Evans got caught just above the eye. Peter Wyth hovering behind Robson, who got to the ball. Cowans, Shaw, looking for Morley. So Aston Villa for the second time are down to 10 men, and Davis is the player chasing. DC came across. Well, central defenders in the Aston Villa camp having a torrid time of it at the moment. McNaught was ruled out before the kick-off. Williams then hurt his arm and had to be bandaged, and now it's Alan Evans who's off. I should think it's a matter here of whether the doctor feels Alan Evans' vision can be rectified or is going to improve sufficiently for him to come back on. There's a real conference going on there on the far side, which may hold the key to Aston Villa's future in this match, because Evans is an important member of their defence. And it's a question of whether he can come back. Williams jumping. Now Morley. Couldn't settle on the ball. Nicholas. Ricks. Arsenal with 5 players well forward here. Bremner's header out, only as far as Davis. Woodcock. Back again for Davis. Was happening, the better news for Aston Villa was the return of Alan Evans. He was only off for 2 minutes. Nicholas. Oh, that's a good bit of play. Finding Petrovic, and Gibson, who seems to know the way Petrovic wants to go, and is accused there of blocking him, and that's going to be obstruction. Petrovic to take the kick. The flying header was by Williams, behind for a corner. chance at the back. That's a well-rehearsed move with the bigger players, the taller players, taking Villa defenders into the danger area, and then the extra Arsenal man coming at the end, in this case Paul Davis. With Aston Villa have had one good chance, but they haven't had anything like as much possession as Arsenal. Woodcock with to Shaw, took that down nicely. Morley's making a run, and Jennings with time to gather. Free kick, foul by Woodcock on Evans. Arsenal players determined to make up for the disappointment of losing so heavily here in the Milk Cup semi-final to Manchester United, and then a poor match against Nottingham Forest here last week. They've got something to prove to their supporters. Having started here in brisk and business-like fashion of Arsenal, but have yet to make the clean scoring chance that's so important in cup ties. Nicholas. Play on again, says the referee. Volleyed forward by Gibson. Peter With chasing. Petrovic. Sansom, DC and Ricks. So much of Arsenal's play goes down that left-hand side. Here's Woodcock. Ricks. Tony Woodcock, a left-sided player, and with Davis often on that side as well, and Ricks and Sansom, it's here that Villa are going to have to keep it tight. They didn't then. Sansom and Petrovic, and Davis coming through, and the header drops wide. But another sign that Arsenal will examine the right-hand side of the Villa defence. Kenny Sansom with the cross, the little touch by Petrovic, and Paul Davis, having a good first half here, came through with the final effort. Shaw in a bit of space. It was Sansom who tried to close it. And Des Bremner on the right-hand side. Watson will get the throw there, I fancy, off Peter With. Half an hour gone, no score. Territorially, the match belongs to Arsenal, but Villa have had the two best chances. Shaw's header and With shot. Sunderland is up. Free kick then. Ricks to drive it. Here's Sansom. Away by DC. Cowans is still picking himself up. Couldn't get to the ball. Ricks played it in. Sansom. Hooked it back. Sunderland. Woodcock. 1-0 to Arsenal. Tony Woodcock. And Gordon Cowans was hurt initially by the driven free kick from Ricks and never regained his feet. And that's why Aston Villa couldn't shut down the second attack. Ricks and Sansom. The ball played in. Dance free, and Woodcock finished it. 31 minutes gone. Tony Woodcock's 15th goal for Arsenal. Lower moments this season, but just for a few minutes here anyway. They're delighted. Petrovic onto Woodcock. Got caught by Evans. Free kick. Clipped his ankles. Now, can Arsenal push home their advantage here? Petrovic to take. Well, in many ways, it takes a continental to try that. Although Ricks, to be fair to him, on the other side of the field, he put one in the net in a cup tie earlier this season from an unexpected position like that. Petrovic trying to do it from the other flank. Good header, Petrovic. Now, can he release Woodcock or Sunderland? They're both to his right. Here's Sunderland. That was worth a try. The England combination working well for Arsenal. Sansom, who supplied the incision there, and Tony Woodcock, who was on hand to finish. Davis. Offside would have been given, it will, against Peter With. Because although With had a chance early on, Arsenal had dominated the first 35 minutes here and deserved the lead on the balance of play. Sunderland. Petrovic. Sunderland again. Petrovic. Nicholas will retrieve. Good ball. Hollins. Sunderland. Oh, Petrovic with a chance. 2-0 Arsenal. Vladimir Petrovic. What a way to come back when your future's in doubt. And what a good move. Fine play by Peter Nicholas to put John Hollins in. Hollins releasing Petrovic. He saw the gap. And the unerring finish there into the far corner puts Aston Villa 2 goals down on a ground where they never seem to do well. So that's 2 goals in 5 minutes for Arsenal, and gives them the sort of lead that John Hollins knows in a cup tie you shouldn't relinquish. Side flag was up, the referees wave play on. It's Petrovic's second goal for Arsenal. But Terry Neal making a decision overnight which may already have paid dividends. I was talking yesterday to Terry Neal, and he was unsure whether to bring back Petrovic or to leave in Talbot. He decided to give the Yugoslav another chance, and he scored the second goal. Sunderland. With and Shaw just not linking up for the moment. Arsenal won't let them. Hollins. On with. So Aston Villa badly needing to get something back here. They've sent Alan Evans up beyond Peter With on the far side. which is where Cowans drifts it. Mortimer. And again, with, onside. Shot struck Stuart Robson. Driven by Ricks. Searching out Woodcock, but Williams had time to turn. Mortimer, Shaw, Morley's closing in, handball by Morley, surely. Well, the referee says not. He's given a corner. Well, Pat Jennings is not normally one to protest, but he did then, quite forcibly. I must say, I thought Morley handled that. But it's a corner to Aston Villa. Evans is up. Now because Arsenal appear to have cleared it. DC. Williams getting the ball away and Evans having to play it to DC. And with the touch. But Petrovic is back there now helping his defence. I should think that goal has done wonders for his confidence. So many doubts being cast around Highbury these last 2 or 3 weeks about whether he was too timid for the hurly-burly of the English game. But class may tell in the end. Shaw. Cowans. Driven to the head of Morley. But Arsenal's teamwork in this first half, absolutely superior to that of Aston Villa. They've looked much more of a unit, and John Hollins leading the side. Just making quite sure now that there are no slips before half-time, because there are 5 minutes for Arsenal to go in, 2 in front. Flag was up then, it was an offside, and Peter Withe is straying into a number of offside positions when really he's not actually in the play. Cowans, Bremner, haven't seen much of them. Williams, with. Mortimer joins the attack. A good challenge by Davis. And it's turned defence into attack for Arsenal. Good ball by Petrovic to Sunderland. Stuart Robson is well forward in this attack, having come from the back. And Sunderland goes alone. And a mix-up here, which ends with Petrovic regaining possession. And it's in with a chance. Oh, Kenny Sansom would have made contact, but for the last header, Davis. Arsenal, in many ways, are a remarkable side. They've been accused of being boring for much of the season, being at odds with themselves at other stages. But in this first half, they've put together a comprehensive performance, which has seen them score 2, and just then it could have been 3. From the Aston Villa point of view, how much the absence of Ken McNaught has unsettled their defence. Certainly more so than O'Leary's is worrying Arsenal. Robson has played well alongside White. Peter With had gone in too strongly, and Johnny Hollins, when he had that booking at Manchester United recently in the second leg of the Milk Cup, it was an absolute rarity for him, and no wonder it ends in smiles, because he's hardly ever been in trouble in his career. Petrovic. And Paul Davis, who may be a candidate for the most effective Arsenal player in this first half. There are a few others around who've done more than a good job. There's Robson. Nicholas. On by Mortimer for Morley. Hollins got a foot to it, but it may only give it to Peter With. Mortimer wants it played back. Sansom saw what was going to happen, nipped in, and there's the story of the first half for you in a split second, because Arsenal have been quicker to the ball. Flicked on by Sunderland, Woodcock. Oh, he did well to get that back. Well played by White. Petrovic, no. Stoppage time now in the first half, but there have been two fairly lengthy interruptions for injuries. With is trying to cut off the pass back to the goalkeeper, and the linesman feels that Morley was using his arms against White. Sunderland on to Woodcock. It's a tandem that's been working well, and Davis gets in again. Mistake by Gibson, who then impeded Petrovic, but as he did so, the referee blew for half-time, with Highbury all of us, as the only London team left in the FA Cup threatened to stay there by scoring twice in the space of 5 minutes. Tony Woodcock got the first, and the second came from Vladimir Petrovic. And this is not the Aston Villa side that we're used to seeing, which won the European Cup, and on this performance, not the Villa team that I saw on Tuesday against Notts County either. They've been outplayed so far. 2-0 was the score when Arsenal beat Aston Villa on the day Villa clinched the championship 2 years ago here. Where they lost that day, the defeat of Ipswich at Middlesbrough meant it was Villa's title. And 2-0 is the score again to Arsenal so far today. Here's DC for Villa. Playing now from the right. Oh, and that's all a bit rough. Sansom will get the free kick against DC. And the Arsenal scorers today, one man who's never been beyond the 6th round of the FA Cup in his career, Tony Woodcock, and one man who, until this season, had never played even in English football, Vladimir Petrovic. Morley this time tangles with Sansom, corner. Now, have Aston Villa got it in them to stage a strong second-half recovery here? Williams and Evans have gone forward to support with. Cowans will take the corner. It's going to come out to Gibson. Header back in was good by Cowans, but Morley's touch extravagant, not very effective. Shaw. Sanson. But not well played by Robson, and Jennings' feet saved Arsenal there. Morley. Jennings is now against Shaw. What a scramble. Corner. Stuart Robson with the initial mistake. Jennings saved that with his feet, but Arsenal was still rocking. Width is up, but there's a flag from the linesman who suggests there was a foul in the penalty area by one of the Villa players jumping. Aston Villa, in truth, haven't made the most of the few opportunities they've had. Sunderland. Petrovic. And the corner comes off Gibson. Ricks plays it short to Sunderland. Back to Hollins. Lifted in and easy for Spink. Are getting Mark Walters ready because 2-0 down. They've got to push on the extra forward now. Eamon Deasy will go off. And I rather think that Des Bremner may drop back into a deeper position and allow Walters to try and create something further forward for Aston Villa. He scored at Northampton, did Walters, when they won in the third round. He's got just over 15 minutes, and I think what's going to happen here, Walters will play on the left wing and leave Morley on the right, giving Villa 4 forwards. The wind blowing from right to left carried the kicks of the Villa goalkeeper in the first half. And now it's assisting Pat Jennings, who looks as though he's on his way to another semi-final. But Robson certainly proving very useful when he goes up for these set plays. It's always the last man to come in. Ricks was defending. Here's Gibson. And that's one intended for Morley, but Sanson was always favourite. Bremner. Shaw. Must get something now if they're going to turn the course of this cup tie, which has always seemed to be drifting away from them. There are 8 minutes left. They have a corner. There's still time. And with a header. Oh, and Jennings needed just a little bit of help on the line. Kenny Sansom there with the goalkeeper on the post as With banged the header in. And there's With again, underside, Walters off the line, Sanson. Well, Kenny Sanson needed twice in a matter of a minute. And on the break, Woodcock. Well, Peter With's header clouted the crossbar. Walters got a foot to the rebound, and Kenny Sansom cleared off the line. If that one had gone in, we could have had a dramatic last few minutes. As it is, Tony Woodcock for Arsenal, away from Alan Evans, and he's got Sunderland and Davis in the centre. Sunderland! And that could have put it completely beyond doubt at the other end. Shaw. Cowans with Morley going through the middle. That's where Bremner's putting the ball. Robson is up. Gibson has joined the attack. Walters. A little bit of jiggery-pokery from him. Finishing with a shot. Mortimer. So a free kick for Aston Villa. Gibson takes, Sansom half out, Morley. And now if Woodcock can just nudge this on, Arsenal could have an extra man. From the back it's Robson, and there are players to his right. One of them indeed being Woodcock again. Oh, that was a good idea if he could have just hooked that into the path of Petrovic. Sansom. Davis. Now he's got Woodcock in the centre. Woodcock arrived and it was cleared, much to the chagrin of Davis, who set the chance up for Woodcock. But has nevertheless earned a throw. Sansom. Ricks. Sansom and Cowans. Mortimer. The Villa midfield, in truth, hasn't registered in comparison to Arsenal's. Put up. 2 minutes left. 2-0 the Arsenal lead. The semi-final beckons the North London club. And the flame appears to be dying for Aston Villa. With Morley. What a quiet match. Bremner. And Sansom could put one of two players away here. He's got Davis to his left. Still Sansom. And Kenny Sansom, who was being teased by Tony Woodcock last night about never having scored this season, almost put that right. Sansom's last goal a couple of years ago at Ipswich, in front of our cameras, into the last minute of normal time. And Arsenal's love affair with the FA Cup appears to be renewed. Semi-final did Arsenal, but it looks as though Don Howe and Terry Neal got it right today to qualify for a semi-final in the other major knockout competition. That North Bank actually is going raving mad at the moment. mistake by Gibson and Ricks and Petrovic. We're going into time added on for stoppages. Highbury in a mood of celebration here. Sunderland. And Evans took him on the line. Chipped in for Sunderland. And there it is. Arsenal are in their 7th semi-final in the last 13 seasons. And Tony Woodcock is there for the first time in his career, having scored the first goal. And Vladimir Petrovic, the man who may or may not stay with Arsenal, has surely done his chances of power of good by scoring the second after being left out for 3 matches. Arsenal keep the